What's going on, guys? Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to jump on here today to give you a little backstory on me. Um, Me as a person in addiction, my active addiction. Like I said, it spanned about 9 years. It's really started back in 2013. And I'm not going to go into much detail about it, just a little hits here and there, just to kind of give you an idea of what my life had looked like 9 years prior to what I am now. Um, so yeah, back in 2013, I was working for a company working on hydraulics, hydraulic cylinders, pumps, that type of thing, and I broke my hand. I broke my hand in a bad accident, and they sent me to the doctor, and they put me on pain medication, and that led to one thing after another. Um, Fast forward a little bit to say about 2015, and things had not gotten any better. In fact, they got 10 times worse. Um, but what I didn't know then was that it would get 100 times worse from that time. um, so in 2017, I was faced with a decision. I had to make a decision, and that decision was for me to ask for help. And I jumped out and I asked for help. Um, Went to my first treatment facility in 2017, like mid 2017. Was released from there. I didn't really take the whole thing seriously. It was my first ever time going to a facility of that magnitude, that like that, and first time ever being exposed to the 12 steps, AA, that type of thing. Did not take it seriously whatsoever. And I got back and I was on some medication to help me not go back out into that world. And that word, I forget what it's called. I can't remember what that medication is called. But anyways, um, I was sober off of that for a year and a half. So my next treatment facility was in 20, 2020, into 2020, November of 2020. Things had spiraled out of control from when I relapsed the first time. I got relapsed. Things got really bad. They'd gotten worse from the previous time, and family stepped in and did an intervention, if that's what you want to call it, which I think that's what it was. So they stepped in. They sent me to a treatment facility in South Haven, Mississippi. I cannot remember the name of that place. I think it was called Vertava Health. That's where I went. Um, Decent facility. I liked it. But anyways, that's not nor here nor there. Um, I got out of there late 2020, early 2021. I was released from there. Again, did not take this program seriously whatsoever. Um, I just didn't think it was for me. I didn't think that I could focus on what I needed to focus on at this facility. Which I'm not knocking that facility whatsoever. That facility's good. It helps a lot of people. It just wasn't for me. Um, so I was released from there in 2021, early 2021, if not late 2020. Um, was sober for I forget how long. Not long, fortunately. Um, Anyways, I was released from there, and I was sober for some period of time. Kind of hitting and missing on the actual program itself. Not taking it very seriously at all. Um, and then all of a sudden, my appendix went out. And if any of you know what that feels like, it's very painful. So I went to the hospital, and it's funny. The moment you know that you relapse, it's funny. And again, this is all on me. Everything is on me. I could have stopped that. I could have told them no. Hey, look, I am in recovery. I don't want pain medication, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't do it. I did not do that. Um, at the time, I did not care. I was just hurting so bad, I didn't give a shit. Um, so I got to the hospital. They shot me up with morphine, and that was that. That was the end of that. I didn't care at the time, And well, I got the surgery done, everything like that. Got home, and that's when it started again. It was right there. Um, then this time it got 10 times worse from the oh no, not even 10 times worse. I'd say 100 times worse from the previous two times. Because that's one thing that they always told you, that every time you go out, it's going to get worse. And I was one of the stupid ones who did not believe that. And yes, that is correct. It does get worse. And it happened to me. I'm a living example of that. It happened to me. It got worse. Um, I found myself in a jail cell for almost 3 weeks. Still facing some of the consequences of that. I'll go into more detail about all of that in a different video. But it landed me in a jail cell. And in that jail cell, I realized that I had had my ass whooped enough. And I was beaten down so bad. At this point, it had taken everything away from me. Literally everything. And that was my rock bottom. I realized that I had had enough. At that point in time, I had had enough. I was done. It couldn't take me any lower. The only other alternative would be death. That's how bad it got for me. And that's a scary, scary thought. You know. So I got of jail. I got bond, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I was released from jail. And I made the decision that I needed to go back in for help. Even though at this point in time, I had already been sober for a month, on my own. Well, I guess not really on my own, but I was locked up. So I was sober. I realized that I needed to go back in. I wanted to go back in to learn the fundamentals of this program again and to do this the right way. So I did that. I checked myself into a facility, and let me tell you, guys, it was the best decision I've ever could have made in my life. This facility was bare bones type of facility. It didn't have any amenities, and it didn't have anything. You had yourself and the book. That was it. Couldn't call home, none of that. But that's totally different topic, another different video explaining all that. But anyways, it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. And in that space of time, I realized that fully fledged that I am an addict, and yes, I have a problem. So this facility has really been a lifesaver for me. Like I said in my previous video, I have 8 months clean. I've indulged myself into this program like I've never done anything before in my life. And that is good. That's change. I'm loving it. There's so many good things that have come out of this. It's hard. It can be very hard at times. Going through the steps, working the steps, facing old trauma that you have done in the past. That's if I'm wording that right, but you get it. Yeah, it's very difficult to face those problems whenever you get out into a sober living facility, as I am in now. You just have to work through it day by day, step by step. You have to do your due diligence and work the program. And you're only going to get out of the program with what you put into the program. So if you want to stay sober and stay clean and you've had enough, you get it. And I wanted to create this platform to tell people and inform people about addiction and what it does to people. Um, so this platform is going to be a little bit of this right here, plus it's going to be a little bit of podcasting, where I bring people on and we talk about certain things and talk about, all the way from A to Z, as far as what happened, what led up to it, what transpired in those times and those events, that type of thing, and ultimately to sobriety. Um, so I just want, like I said, I wanted to get on here and tell you guys all that stuff, and hope you guys are having a good day. There's a lot more coming. Podcast wise, I've already got some people lined up to jump on here and start talking. So I think it's going to be really good, really great. I'm looking forward to that. And we'll see what happens. So, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Turn on those post notifications so whenever I do upload a new podcast or video, you'll be the first one to know. Guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.